Basically, we just wanted to get creative agency people to read our newspaper. And we thought that if we ran a competition for them in it, they would look at it and they'd also see it as a possible medium for their clients. The idea really was to have a kind of a very quick response time where there were items in the news that they could base ads around for their clients. This year it was a little more difficult because we were running small papers and the news was dominated by the Oscar Pistorius Trial and also there were various horror houses, horror stories around the country. And it's quite difficult to kind of riff or be funny with horror. I mean, some people did try. But I mean, it was a fantastic competition because you got ads that people could relate to. They were sort of immediate, the news was happening and then there was an ad playing with the news. A lot of people said it was really quite refreshing to work in print again because there's a certain kind of purity to print. So not only did you have the rapid response time, a lot of the creators were saying, you know, just to have an image and a payoff line, it's quite nice to get back to that quite simple advertising discipline. It runs for about 3 weeks, and I think we had about 40 entries. Our real problem was that we were running these 20-page newspapers, and you know, we still had to kind of try and accommodate the sort of more boring but the paying ads. You know, so and I think next year what we'll do is for the duration of the competition, just make sure that we've got bigger papers and that we can flight more of the ads, because sometimes it's very difficult to make choices, and some of them were so immediate that, you know, 2 or 3 days later they started to lose their impact. There was a fantastic tactical ad, and it was kind of, I'm normally sort of shy away from sort of worthy projects. It was Joe Public, and what they did is they got a page of the paper. We had to get the page ready by, I think the deadline was 4:30, and then they got our page, which we kind of made sure there were no errors or grammaticals in it. And then they had a group of school kids, I think matric students, and they read the page out to them and they had to write it down, okay? And we then produced 2 parallel pages next to each other, a kind of like sort of exalted, spot the difference kind of thing. And I think that there were, and I mean, I thought that there would, you know, it wouldn't be that obvious, but I think there was something like 380 errors in the second page, and the headline was wrong, and so so when you looked at the 2 pages together, you could just see the difference and how bad it really was. And at the bottom, they then had an ad saying, "This is what our initiative's about, and this kind of proves our point." And I just love the fact that they did it so quickly. I mean, they had to have the page ready for our deadline, which is 9 o'clock. It was all online, it was interactive, it was fun, it kind of got involved with newspaper and sort of tight deadlines, and I think it was a great ad. We're going to launch a sort of an advertising media page where we're going to have like a sort of an industry insider as a columnist writing, you know, we want advertising people to read it. We're going to have a great branding story and then kind of a sort of a different profile. And as part of that editorial package, we're going to have an ad space on the bottom that we're just going to invite anyone to take for the week. So that anyone who pitches for it can have it. There'll probably be some nominal fee involved, but it's run along the same principles as the creative challenge, which I think is fantastic. So at any time during the week, someone can say, "Oh, that's a great story. We can bend that into, you know, a creative ad," and they can have that space. And so hopefully it'll all be cool, and hopefully more people will, you know, advertise in our papers as a result of it.